Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching that Earwax removal, oh my goodness, compilation video today. It's not starting well today, guys. So we can see in this particular patient, these were two tough ones. The reason being, the wax was just so dark. It was just absorbing all the light we were putting in there from the endoscope. It was a tough old one to do this one, and we've got sort of odd consistencies of wax. Now, some sad, but all hearing care professionals who do wax removal will have their favorite types of wax to remove and their least favorite types of wax to remove. When you get these kind of soft, the real kind of mushy stuff is my least favorite. This one here is a solid block surrounded by more sort of mushy wax. Not as bad if you can get a grip on the solid block. It's the ones that are totally soft all the way through. No spoilers for later on. But you can see we've got this sort of plug coming away now. There we go. Let's try and get this out. It's quite a long old plug, this one as well. So we're just giving it a bit of a wiggle. We've actually got it caught. So as we pull this out of the ear canal, what's going to happen is going to hit that little bit of a tragus, just a little bit of a tragus. It's going to hit the tragus on the outer part of the ear canal and get a little bit stuck. That's what I was trying to say. But you can see it was quite a long old plug as it comes out the ear canal, that one. So sometimes when you're pulling it out, you've got to kind of maneuver it around. There we go. You can see this is what it looked like to start with. And this is what it looks like afterwards. So much clearer, kind of lovely, came away really, really nicely. You can see what I mean about that light just getting totally absorbed in here. You can see the plug, but not a lot else. So we're just going to try and lift this now off the canal wall. There we go, it's coming away really nicely. Guys, don't forget, if you do enjoy these videos, you can always like the video for me. You can always follow the channel if you're on Facebook, or you can subscribe if you're on YouTube. And also, if you're suffering with earwax problems, guys, come along and see us. Let's get this sorted out for you. If you take a look at the channel pages or the Facebook page, you'll find our contact details on there and our address. You can come along and see myself or the lovely Mr. Taylor Green, and we'll get that out for you. So you can see that plug came away really nicely. You can see just a little bit of sort of mushiness at the entrance there, but little tiny bit left over just near the eardrum. There we go, looking much better there. So nice, the healthy looking eardrum actually on both patients there. So this is what we moved. So 3 centimeters, 1 inch worth of earwax plugs there. Patient hearing so much better. Guys, apologies, I'm having to record this on Wednesday. I didn't really have enough time to do it on Thursday. So I haven't, obviously, I don't know where your comments are from yesterday's video, because yesterday's video hasn't happened yet. Bear with me, I will answer the comments in the next video I record over. Guys, I won't be able to record over the bank holiday. Everybody wants to come through at the moment and get their ears sorted, which is lovely for us, but I just haven't got the time, unfortunately. So I'm going to take Easter off, if that's okay, and then I'll come back to you guys after the Easter break. So we can see now we've got this very deep piece of wax here, quite a bend on this ear canal as well, and this one exactly the same, just sucking all the light out of this. Very, very sort of difficult sometimes to get a really good observation in here. Now, the difficulty here, what we have in this particular patient, this is an anterior recess removal, okay, which I personally quite enjoy doing. But if it's solid plugs and you can get really good grips and you can pull this out, this particular type of wax is a real beast to get out from an anterior recess. Now you can see I'm having to drop right back here, so they're almost right beyond, right at the entrance, the far more lateral portion, and I'm working in the far more medial portion, which means I'm looking quite far down in the canal here to get this out. I've got to do that in order to get the angle at the moment to start pulling this plug away. But what's happened, if you're new to the channel, sort of anterior recess, basically a little bump just in front of the eardrum. And what can happen sometimes, the wax can get really wedged in that bump. Now, technically it shouldn't be down there, because wax as we know it doesn't form that deep in the canal. The wax as we know it is more sort of outer half to outer third of the ear canal. So if it's down here, either the patient's been really, really unlucky, and when they've had a bath or a shower, a plug's moved and gone further back. More likely, it's usually you naughty, naughty Q-tip people, and it's been pushed down in there. But oh my goodness me, this was such a tough old one to do. What we have is dry wax, it's tucked around the corner, very, very difficult to see. Now, here we go. We can drop in a little bit further. Now we've got this out of the recess. We're going to work at such an angle. We can drop in a little bit further, and you can really see, look at the size of that plug. It's not a small amount that's down there either. And just to throw something else into the mix as well, we've got all hair embedded in there as well. So you can see it's not an easy one to do. Just pulling this away. There we go. We've got a little bit of dry skin at the entrance there. Right, just had a good look deeper in. We can see the drum now, but we can also see that there's this little tiny bit just left at the bottom here. Let's lift this out. You can see almost a little bit of a flex to the eardrum there as well. As we get a little bit closer, you could see the eardrum sort of pulling tight, so you can actually see that movement to the eardrum there. You saw the light change a little bit as we got a little bit closer. Don't forget, your eardrum has a natural defense mechanism against noise. So what will happen if you put a loud sound into the ear canal, what will happen is there's a set of sort of muscles that sit just behind the eardrum, and it's going to pull everything really tight. It's going to tighten up not only the eardrum, but what they call the ossicular chain, which is those three little bones in the middle part of the ear. So sometimes you will actually see a little flex as that engages as well. So this is the patient's other ear canal. Far more solid wax on this side. You can see it's really tough old stuff. It's got that slightly more malleable consistency though, so it's a really hard one to describe. This one, you've got kind of hard wax, but it's just moving back and forth. So I always like that, to sort of a bit like kinetic sand. If you squish that together, it becomes quite solid, but then as you start to move it, it just crumbles a little bit. That's what I'm sort of talking about here, consistency wise. But this is a heck of a plug in this one. You can see it is dark wax in here as well. This is a standard size on tube. This is almost like, I think what would I call it? It's like a perfect storm ear canal, this one. Basically narrow ear canal, hard plug, solid, can't get anything in there. Very difficult to do. Yeah, it's not one of the easiest ones to do. So we're really kind of wiggling this back and forth. You can see a bit of hair embedded in this one as well. Let's see if we can pull this forwards. My goodness me, this just does not want to budge. The entrance to the canal, you can see, is collapsed down. This is actually a fine end we've got on here. So it's collapsed down, and it's just wrapping around that plug as we're trying to pull this out. So we're going to bring in the old trusty Rosen inserter here. Now, depending on the consistency of this wax, if it's harder in the center, there you go. We've got a good pull there, but watch what happens when we try and pull this out. We hit that softer portion of the wax there, and as we try and pull this, it's not really budging. It's just kind of pulling through. I'm going to go back in now. Let's see if we can pull this. See, it's just breaking through. The wax is just pulling through. Rosen insert is great, but if you've got a plug like this, you've got a big enough gap. St. Bart's hook. He's had a few outings over the last couple of weeks, but it does make a big difference. And you can really see that wider, flatter plate on the St. Bart's hook, really able to get a good old grip behind that plug. Out this is coming. There you go. Look at that coming away there. That's a nice big chunk. That actually sheared the front section off there. So I think we've got a little bit more further back. Yes, we have. So we're going to go in behind again now. St. Bart's hook again. Let's pull this through. Well, you can see we're having to sort of really fight this. It just broke off again with the St. Bart's hook. We're just not quite getting that grip we need to pull this out. He's going to come away in installments. Oh, there we go. We got behind it now. If we can get right behind it, we twist that Jobson horn around, St. Bart's hook around. Get a really good plug. There we go. Out that's coming. Really taking my time taking this out. You go really slowly, because obviously the last two pieces are sheared off and we want to try and get all this out in one go. There we are. Out comes that plug. So you can see this patient was really, struggling with their hearing, really having a lot of difficulty there. There we go, but look at that, lovely looking ear canal there, much better. So that's what it looked like before, that's what it looks like afterwards, so a very different set of ear canals. So we've got just over 2.5 centimeters, bang on 1 inch there, guys, of wax. So don't forget, if you do enjoy these videos, guys, you can always you can follow the channel, you can subscribe. If you need earwax removal doing, check out the channel pages on either Facebook or YouTube. You'll get all our details on there, and you can contact us and get yourself booked in. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, take care of one another. Have a lovely Easter weekend, guys, and we shall see you again on Tuesday. Bye, everyone.